Hey, my name is Jill Miller and this is Indie Author Jill, where we look at books by indie authors and self-published authors, and today's spotlight is on The Nameless Restaurant by Wong. Wong is an author living in Toronto, and I gotta say I was a little bit disappointed with this book because on the back it says so basically this restaurant, the entrance is just a simple wooden door with no paint, there's no sign, and it's hidden beside dumpsters and a fire escape. If you do manage to find the restaurant, the decor is dated and worn homey, if one were to be so generous. The service is atrocious. The proprietor is a grouch. The regulars are worst, silent, brooding, and unfriendly to newcomers. There's no set menu. Alternating with the whim and whimsy of the owner, the selection of wine and beer is sparse or non-existent at times, and the prices for everything is outrageous. There is a restaurant in Toronto that is magically hidden, whose service is horrible and whose food is divine. This is the story of the Nameless Restaurant. But it doesn't all hold true, because when I hear that the proprietor, or in this case the chef is the proprietor, is a grouch, I expected him to be a little bit grouchier. He was standoffish and aloof, but he didn't seem grouchy. As far as the service, there was, one waitress the whole time, but they don't have enough customers to merit more than one waiter or waitress. And Kelly is perfectly nice. She's efficient. She's kind to the customers. She brings them their plate as soon as it's ready, and she clears it as soon as they're done. Maybe the service is a little slower because there's only one chef, the proprietor himself, because he won't let anybody in the kitchen. The decor being dated and worn, yeah, but it's very clean, as one of the customers points out. It's cleaner than any of the posh restaurants that he and his other two party members that are with him have been to. And it's all done magically. Like, there's a lot of magic in it. The proprietor is an almost immortal mage, and he has several different spells at work. Some of them are attracting certain customers, some of them are repelling certain customers. Some of them, there's spells to keep everything clean, keep the food fresh. They do have their regular customers. There's 3 that seem to be fairly regular: a mage, a giant, and a dwarf. The giant might be a troll. I can't quite remember. It was hard to pinpoint whether he was a troll or a giant. There are several different kinds of trolls, so I'm guessing that he could be either or. The newcomer, one of the newcomers, is a djinn, or what more common people consider a genie, and she's with her handler, and then there's 3 others from the Mage Council that are coming in, and they're actually stalking the genie, and they are actually at the restaurant because of her. And there's this magically enhanced storm going on outside, and there's not really a whole lot of action going on in this story, but you don't really need the action for it to be engaging. It was a really engaging story. It kept me, I finished it in 2 days. This book was a 2-day read for me, and it would have been a 1-day read if I hadn't had other obligations that I had to get up and go and tend to, because I really enjoyed the story, and it was mostly just getting to know Homey, the proprietor, and Kelly, and the djinn, and her handler, and the regular customers, and then there's some normal people who are not magical. In this world, they are called mundanes. And you spend a lot of the whole story takes place inside the Nameless Restaurant, and getting to know these characters, and it's a quick novella that will it's called, it says it's a hidden dishes novella. It's a good introduction into the world that Tao Wong is trying to build, and he's got other books, trying to find The Gamer's Wish, The Squire's Wish, and The Jen's Wish. The entire Hidden Wishes series in just one book. It's an urban fantasy take on the game lit genre. It's much lighter in terms of statistics and its game system. This is the full trilogy of the series. Henry is the handler for the gin. What's really cool about this is he talks about different recipes that the chef makes, and then you have the recipes for those dishes in the back if you decide you want to make them yourself. And I'm probably definitely gonna try the golden fried rice, because that seems the easiest to do for my skill level of cooking. I'm just kind of learning. I've been cooking for a while, but I've started to branch out beyond things that are as standard as, for instance, spaghetti or pancakes and things like that. I've gotten more into Italian dishes and have had a good success with those. And I do enjoy Asian dishes, and I would like to learn how to make some. My favorite part was actually towards the beginning when we're first introduced to the gin. We don't know that that's who it is at that point. The restaurant is closed. And it says, the peaceful scene was interrupted by a sudden thud of a body against an entrance doorway, a muffled grunt, and a yelp as the door failed to give way or the knob to turn. Darn physical bodies, the feminine voice was loud and affronted as the doorknob rattled again. Let me just, a slight pause, a buzz, and a yelp. Who wards their door with a 16th level archmage spell of forbiddance? Probably somebody who doesn't want you in their restaurant at that point, is my guess. But she doesn't take a hint. So she kind of fusses at the door until he finally lets her in, and he tells her, we're closed. And she's like, yeah, okay, but feed me. And she's very much a Karen in genie form. Which I thought was great. But what disappointed me is because it says that the proprietor was a grouch. He's not a grouch, like I said. He's aloof. He's standoffish at the best. The regulars are worse. Yeah, they are silent and brooding and unfriendly to newcomers. The service is atrocious, like I said. Kelly was very sweet. I was really kind of looking forward to some banter, some more banter between the chef and Kelly. I was expecting her to be a bit snarkier and a little bit more rude, and the two of them to have this kind of snarky, backhanded compliment relationship with one another. And that didn't happen. But the relationship they do have with each other is still a good relationship, because he does have a bit of a protectiveness over her. At one point, after the gin leaves the first time, Kelly enters and he tells her, make sure you're wearing your necklace today, because she's got like a protective amulet around her neck. And he tells her that, you know, things might get strange tonight. And she's like, strange, like normal strange? Or strange like, and he's like, that kind. And she's like, okay. And the two do have a good back and forth relationship. They do kind of have a witty banter. It's just not the banter I expected. I would like to see more from them. I'm probably going to buy more of these in the series. I do want to get the rest of the series because I do want to kind of find out how Lily and Henry ended up getting to each other. Henry is very altruistic and wants to save all the genies and set all the genies free and all the jinns free from their bottles or their captivities, and the jinn he's with right now, Lily, is trying to convince him that that is not always a good idea. Some of them probably shouldn't be enslaved for eternity, but some of them probably should be. And between herself, Kelly, and the Mage Council and the chef, they do work with him to try and convince him of the right path. But there's other things going on, and the Mage Council, like I said, the Mage Council is there because of the Jinn, and they're all kind of sitting at their own tables away from each other, and as the conversation keeps going, the different species, the trolls and the dwarves and the mages and all of that, start coming and sitting closer to each other and actually having a conversation and debate on what is going on and what should be done and the problems that are plaguing the country at that time. And even Kelly, who is herself a mundane, is like, wait, can you really just snap your fingers and make problems go away? And they're explaining to her that it's not really that simple, that every bit of magic used has a consequence, whether that is a good consequence or a bad consequence or an innocuous consequence. And like I said, it's a really great introduction into the world because you get to really understand the characters, their relationships to one another, and you get to kind of learn about the rules around the magic system in this world. So I would definitely read this book, and I'm glad I did read this book first before going into the Hidden Wishes series and the Hidden Dishes series, because as it does give you that introduction of the world, the people, some of the people, and the magic system and the rules surrounding that magic system. Links for this book will be in the descriptions below as usual. As of yet, so far, every single book that you see here or that you have seen has been purchased by me with my own money. I bought these because I asked for recommendations, and this is what was given to me. If you have a book, if you are a self-published author or an indie published author that has a book and you would like me to consider it for the show, you're welcome to send it to me or leave a link to your book down below. I'm always looking for more because eventually I'm going to run out of books to review. And also, starting at the end of this month, I am going to start doing a monthly wrap-up. I was not sure if I was going to start doing that or not. I've seen other booktubers doing that, but the reason I wasn't sure if I was going to do that is because I already do the review spotlighting each individual book, but as I discussed this with my husband, we realized that it might be something to do with, at the end of the month, each book that I have read that month, I can do a quick overview of the 4 different books. So this is the 3rd book this month that I have done. The first one and the second one I still have, and so at the end of the month, or see, this is June, at the beginning of next month, July 1st, I will do a June wrap-up, a recap of the 4 books that I read, and at that point I will also be able to give you guys the rating system that I gave them on Amazon, and I can just kind of go over a basic overview of the 4 books for the people who are watching who would rather have just a short overview and don't want an extended review video on the books. So look for that to come. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Click all the buttons down below, do all the things, and we will see you